Hey everybody, this is Monica Nevi. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Cool. Monica Nevi is a comic from Seattle who's doing some shows in Portland right now, and she was gracious enough to be on the show after a cold email.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, you want to do this? It's super cool.
If you kill me, at least we have a video.
I did. I was thinking the same.
There is a war on Christmas. You want your ashes sprinkled somewhere? Or?
No, I don't want to be thrown to the winds.
I have Big Stepdad Energy.
So we're gonna get going as we do here, and I'll tell you this too. Some of the earth tones and some of the jewel tones, like the green and stuff. So Monica said she's nervous, and that's cool because I get nervous too, every time. I've been using this. See what brush I'm gonna use.
I enjoy stuff like this. In fact, I mean, this is not the same thing.
Yeah.
This is probably gonna be offensive that I say
No,
this.
please do.
We got like some bigger paint by numbers. That, well, my wife did.
Yeah.
Hers is like so intricate, and then my son and I did I did Stitch, like just a
Oh,
little
yeah,
like the
right.
Rado and Stitch, and it's for being a paint by number. I was like, this should be better, but it's but you know, I'm happy to do it at least. I'm nervous about what is gonna come out.
Totally cool. It's funny when I get on here with painters, artists, they're fucking nervous. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they don't. I mean, I would assume nobody's really expecting much out of me. So that's fine. Then you could be a little looser. That's what that's how I should think about it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
we just need you to be funny.
All the time.
That's got to be stressful.
Kind of.
People just think you're gonna just bust a joke all the time. You're like, hey, I'm a human being.
Yeah. Do when people find out what you do, is that? Well, I've started to not tell people.
Yeah, totally.
I have to be in the right mood to be like, yeah, this is my job. But you know, I travel all the time, so I'm Uber driver, whatever. What are you here for? I'll at work. Just try not to like. But yeah, because are you funny? Is a common response to like, oh yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian. Are you funny? No, it's just been my full-time job for 10 years. You know, it's been a long time now.
People have been lying to me this whole damn time, and I'm lying to you right now, dude.
Are you famous? That one too, where you're like, well, no. If you have to ask, then no. But
right.
But you know, I don't know. What do you can? I've been on TV shows, and I have know whatever, and I work a lot, and that's fine. You know, so I
working artist.
Yeah. I
you
try
know
not to respond honestly or tell people.
Right.
I'm like, oh.
I'll see you over here.
Okay.
I'll leave you
Maybe.
by yourself.
Everyone I choose.
Oh, dude, I did my first stand-up at Haymaker.
Oh, really?
The other night.
Oh, like they're open.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking awesome.
Why did you do that?
Because I just...
Sorry. It's hard for me now. Not that you shouldn't have done that. That's great. Yeah. But I'm like,
why would you want to get into this?
What made you decide to like do it?
You know, I've always had personality, and I was like, I'm in Portland, and I risk the chance of offending somebody, which I was pumped on, and like, honestly, you know, and like, you know, people have said, you should try stand-up, and I'm like, fuck that, it's stressful, you know?
Yeah.
But I got there, my buddy Aaron Thomas, he's like, you coming out to the open mic? And I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. It was just like that, because I've always wanted to. It was cool.
And it went well.
Yeah, I feel like it went pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah. It was. I used to play in bands, and on this show, we do this in front of people, so I'm just like talking to people and goofing.
Right, yeah.
It was cool.
That makes a big difference if you're comfortable in front. I was not.
Really?
I started. Oh yeah. Wow. I didn't do anything on stage.
You just like stand there and little stressed.
Yeah, I wouldn't move.
When
I first started, I would just kind of stand there and be like, "This is what I wrote. Do you like it?" You know.
Here's my bit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I was an athlete. I played basketball in college,
cool.
so nice. I never did drama or anything like that. So it was a big change. And now on stage is a lot different, but
you feel way more comfortable.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I think there's two ways to start. This is my theory.
Hit me. Yeah, that's great. I'm learning.
When you very first start stand-up, at least, I think there's two ways. I mean, some people are just comfortable on stage or have already had like some sort of stage background, so they're more loose and can like put on a show.
The presence, yeah, right.
And then some other people are the opposite, where they know how to write a joke,
yeah,
but the comfortability on stage isn't quite there. I think you get good when you can put those two things together.
Yeah, right. That makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's and some people maybe just aren't supposed to do it at all.
Right,
but,
right.
I don't know.
You said that writing the joke came way more naturally than
Yes. Yeah, that's a weird, and I don't know. I know everyone has like such a different process with writing, but for me, they kind of come fully formed.
Okay. No shit.
I've heard that about some songwriters too.
Oh, like they just have it.
Yeah, like some people will be like, "Oh, I'm gonna write a joke about painting, and then I'm gonna get on stage and just see where it goes." I'm not like that. Like, like the whole thing just kind of comes to me. I write it down, and then I kind of rarely make changes once I'm on stage. You know, I'll try it a few times and maybe switch orders of something, but the joke itself is usually pretty well done, obviously. And then it's like, you write a joke about painting here, and then you have another joke about paint, and you're like, oh, those two can go together in the set, kind of thing.
Oh, crazy.
But yeah,
so it's like the first thought is the best thought.
For some reason, which you think I would trust myself more, but
that's cool. Well, yeah, same here. You know, that's come up. That everybody not everybody, but there's been probably 4 y'all that Nashville.
You're in Portland.
God, I know. God, 4 of you all, like that have talked about trusting y'all self.
Really?
yeah. And everybody that said that makes it is so good at what they do. It's so interesting.
There is I do think at least there's a self-awareness that needs to be had to be good at comedy, but also good at art probably. I mean, and that's why I think as people get more famous or detached from reality, sometimes it's harder to relate to. Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So I think maybe we hold on to the reality and the self-doubt and stuff.
Yeah.
Longer.
Sometimes it's like that's a vulnerability and like speaking from your heart. You know what I mean? And I think that's fair. That's like huge. It's like because a lot of times that's what keeps us humane. Right. You know.
Well, and they say with stand-up it has to be relatable to the audience. I mean, so. Which can be hard because not all of your audience is exactly the same.
Right.
But also, like,
definitely. I was, when I was at Haymaker, I had 4 bits. I think I had 4 bits. And then we interviewed a comedian in Eugene named Lexus, and was friends with Isaac. And I tried one of my bits on her, and she's like, I was pretty pumped on it, and she goes, your misogyny is showing. And I was like, yeah, he's in there somewhere. You know what I mean? He just is. I'm a white guy in America, man.
Yeah, well, especially starting, there's there's a lot of stuff that I said in the beginning that I would not say now, stuff like that. And it's, that is a common thing to be like kind of edgy and stuff. It's like part of comedy as well sometimes. So.
Sometimes I wonder, the better you get, it's like, you like Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
Okay, me too. And like, it seems like he can thread a needle really well as far as the storytelling is concerned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you get really, which I think is why he's doing what he's doing right now, which is just kind of whatever he wants.
Yeah.
There's a comfortability that comes with that part.
With painting and music and other art forms, it's like how well you can communicate a point with less.
Yeah, sure,
I got red. Do I got Republican on my phone?
Yeah, it's like in your beard, though.
It's in my soul, dude. I saw a video. It said you were out at 14, and you said you were doing sports.
Yeah.
Were you thinking along the lines of comedy at that time in your life at all? Or was it not even... Oh, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, actually. I say that, not necessarily that it was going to be like my career.
Yeah, right.
But I knew that I loved it. And honestly, as an athlete, you kind of try to keep it together a little bit.
Right.
As far as like, I'm not going to go out and be crazy and stuff. So I would stay home on Friday nights and watch Friday night stand-up on.
Oh, yeah.
Comedy Central.
Oh, yeah.
When I was like 13 and on. And so I always really loved stand-up. I started like writing jokes when I was 18.
Cool. Do you remember your first joke? Or one that's way back in there?
That's hard because I do remember stuff I wouldn't do. I will say there's one joke that I did at the first open mic I ever did that is actually on my first album.
Oh, killer. Okay.
So,
okay.
I mean, it has changed a little bit. But.
You still use the joke? You still do it?
Not very often lately. It depends if I need it.
Yeah,
but that was 13 years ago. So you get kind of tired of it. But I used to sell... Okay, this is what.
Yeah, hit it, yeah.
I used to sell
Weed.
I used to sell underwear after my shows that had this joke on it because, okay, so basically this joke is like, you can't believe what's on like food packages now. Like it always says 0 grams trans fat, no MSG, all that type of stuff. But how do we know that stuff was even in there in the first place? Like you'd be at the store like, should I get these chips or these chips?
Right.
But it says these ones have no nails. maybe I should get these, and it's like, oh, there's no crack in these either. We should probably get these, right? And so then I'm like, oh, I'm applying this concept to my own life. So I'm sitting at the bar next to maybe someone who's more attractive than myself. Somebody comes up behind us, and they're trying to decide which one of us they want to hit on. And on the back of my shirt, it says 0 grams chlamydia. Which one are they going to choose? You know, so I sold underwear. I did that at the first open mic, but I ended up, years later when I realized it was worth merch.
Nice.
Sold underwear that said this, the women's one said this box contains 0 grams chlamydia. And then I had boxers that were like, this package contains 0 grams chlamydia.
Whoa, crazy. That's funny. How'd it go over?
They sold really well. I don't think anything's ever sold that well. So, yeah.
You bringing it back?
Yeah, I might have to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet. 0 gram. What would mine be? I'm really trying to think of what my 0 grams would be. I don't know.
Can't be chlamydia, is that
Yeah,
what you're telling us?
Hell, man, I love having chlamydia.
I'm proud of that. I'm not going to lie about it. I love drinking. I come from drinkers, right? We're a Bud Light family. That's how we describe ourselves, which is true. My grandparents drink Bud Light. My parents drink Bud Light. My uncle drinks Bud Light. And when I turned 21, I was going to school in Seattle, and I was like, I'm going to drink microbrews and craft cocktails because I'm classy. Then I turned 31 and I was like, oh, Bud Light, you can drink 12 and still drive. I see what you guys have been doing. So this summer, I kind of decided to stay in the Northwest more.
Cool.
So I could be home with our son, and just the travel was starting to get to me.
I bet.
Because normally I fly every other week-ish, sometimes, every week.
You been in Nashville play at all?
Yeah, well, It's been a long time.
Zanies?
No, it hasn't been that long. It's been 2 years, I think. No, I did a different show upstairs, and then I was like, not upstairs there, just at a place that had an upstairs. Anyways,
It was like Third Coast or something like
upstairs
that.
at your
house.
house.
Where the real shit happens,
And then I was in Bristol.
Oh,
At
Tennessee?
a club, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
What was that crowd like?
They're yeah.
It was good?
I mean, I've
Awesome,
traveled all
awesome.
over. I've been
Good.
most places. But it was like,
Good.
because, it's like Bristol, and then...
Johnson City, is that out
yeah,
there?
but then
Okay.
the like borderline between there and Virginia
Oh, okay, yeah.
is
right.
like their main street, and that's like all they talk about.
Oh, because that's their claim to
I talk about
fame.
that a lot, but then they actually, when I was there, were doing their first like Pride
Nice.
they had ever done, and so
They asked,
oh shit.
but you said on your thing you'd never been asked to do a Pride.
No,
thing.
it's funny because I got there too, and he goes, "Oh my God, we should have billed this as like a Pride thing," and I was like, "Yeah, probably," but
Might have helped.
yeah, I didn't know it was there. It was like August, like I didn't know it was their Pride. It seemed nervous to do it.
Oh, okay.
Because it was
That
the
makes
first
sense.
time,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we're just, I'm here for conservative places,
God.
whatever. And there's like a fence all the way around the park,
Shit,
and you like
balls.
had to have, you had to have a ticket, and you had to like go through your bags and stuff.
Yeah, right.
And then there was one lady with the sign.
What'd she say? You're going to hell?
Yeah, something like that.
Come on, weak.
Yeah.
Weak.
But that was
Been
it.
there.
That
That's
was
good.
literally it. There was no one else, and everybody was kind of like, oh, this is
that's good.
more hopeful maybe than we thought.
We were at the Firkin Tavern here in Portland because I was going to do open night the next night. So I was like, this is sweet. I got to tighten up my joke. You know what I mean?
You got it.
Like I was like in it. I was like
Preparing for the
open mic veteran. So we went there. Again, my buddy Aaron was like, I'm going to another one if you want to come. I was like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Plus, it'd be cool to do it again.
hustle.
So, got there, dark. Like, what are you? This is a sad sitch. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, I left there. I sat there for 2.5 hours. There were like 40 people. And I'm listening to these people dump all their stuff out, you know?
Don't do that. That's so long. But yeah, I mean,
I left and I was like, we gotta burn some sage and wipe this shit off.
Yeah,
Man. It was tough.
It's
man.
rough.
God.
I mean, open mics are their own beast.
Right.
Obviously, you feel, and I'm assuming musicians feel the same. Like when you first start, you feel like you need to do it because it's like stage time and
totally.
great. And then as you go, it's more like, am I actually working on something? Do I need to just be in this sad dark room for no reason?
Lord.
You know, I don't do open mics very often.
I get it. I get why.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Holy shit.
I mean, most of it is because I travel and I'm already doing
getting paid
anywhere from 4 to 9 shows a week. So it's like the stage time isn't necessary. And if I'm feeling comfortable in the venue, I'll just throw new stuff in.
That's cool.
So yeah, I don't really go. But I filmed a special in November. And it's a Christmas special, so it's like all holiday jokes.
Yeah.
Which I had to work on like all year last year. But so closer to like September and stuff, I was like, oh, I gotta get this last few minutes out.
Yeah.
I don't want to it's hard to put it in a set because it was like 25 minutes of me talking about Christmas in May or whatever, you know, like it wasn't, it would kind of derail what was going on. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do open mics and then be like, this is what I'm preparing for, you know, and then I got there and was just like, oh my God, I forgot. This is what this is like, you know, like just, it's so then I have to follow the guy talking about necrophilia.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
Oddly
enough, a lot of necrophilia. Of course,
it's shock.
With a dead woman, of course. And then a really like homophobic type of dude right before me, and then I go up being, all of those things.
Yeah,
and then I have to be like, hey, that was weird, right? Also, I mean, not dead, but otherwise. Right. But also, I'm going to tell you Christmas jokes now. Like, it was like such a hard, like, oh, what the hell?
What a shift.
Luckily, those audiences weren't like, no, we love the necrophilia stuff. Like, they weren't doing well with it. But you're still like, oh my God. Like,
But I find myself laughing at shit like
oh yeah.
You know, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I also like those situations too. Like, I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then watching them like scramble and try to be like,
after it's silent.
Yeah,
totally.
Like sometimes I'll laugh at that too, which is not like helpful, I'm sure, to anybody's journey. But there's like, you were edgier and whatnot in the beginning, and
it's an easy in.
Yeah.
You know, it's an easy in.
Yeah,
and then you get, it's like,
a good response.
Big time. You get more skilled, I would imagine, and it's like.
I hope so, but that's the difference. Some people don't, so then, that's.
I wonder if my joke may have been a little homophobic, honestly.
It's a fun game.
No.
Is this homophobic?
Now that I'm thinking about, like, what'd you say?
This game's called Is This Homophobic?
That might be actually pretty helpful. But I obviously won't tell you the whole thing. But because I don't want you stealing my fucking joke.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's kind of my MO. Moderately homophobic.
You know, we all got a lick of our own sauce, I guess. But whatever that meant. So, a long time ago, my buddy Mike wanted to eat some mushrooms, and he, I feel like people can be, from what I've heard over years, people feel like they can be themselves around me, and just like, just pumping myself up right now, and it's like, so he's never done it. He's like, hey, dude, will you go with me and just be with me when I do these mushrooms? He's a little nervous. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go, dude. So we went out, took a drive, and he went to a park in the middle of July in Nashville. It's hot as hell. So, and I sat in the car. He's like, all right, I'll be right back. Sat in the car, fucking 3 hours in the middle of hot middle Tennessee. So he came back and he's like, nothing happened. I was like, oh, fuck, that sucks, man. So we were driving back, and I was making a joke about ballooning somebody, and he got real quiet. We got back to East Nashville. I dropped him off, and he didn't say anything. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe he's just fucking tired, I imagine, or he's pissed at me, or he fucking hates me now, But he's trying to help you, Mike. So anyway, time goes by, and I was thinking, I'm like, man, I haven't heard from Mike. I'm going to text him. Texted him, nothing. Called him, nothing. Texted him again, nothing. So I went over his house, and he wouldn't answer the door, and he finally did. And he was so pissed at me. And I was like, what's going on? He looks at me, so red-faced. He goes, I'm not going to fucking do it, man. I was like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I'm trying to see if you're okay, you know. And it was like a part I forgot there were tears in his eyes, like fucking his tears, like little tears, you know, like you could see it was welling up. And he goes, I'm just not doing it. And I was like, you know, are you okay? And he's like, I'm not gonna suck your dick. Because he was like, that joke I made,
right.
The mushroom started working.
He thought it was
and he thought it was for real. And I was like, dude, no. I thought, maybe it's not. It was just a story that happened.
I don't think, yeah.
Okay,
it's not,
okay,
and
okay.
honestly, it sounds like Mike
funny.
really had like he had to think about it, you know? So like that's like the opposite, like that's how much he cares about you. He was like, should I? You know, like I don't know, maybe.
Oh, I love that look at it. Yeah, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, for him just kind of taking his time. And
I love Ryan. Is this something he's trying to?
Right,
he went with me.
Love Ryan. No,
exactly. So that was my bid. It was my first time, and not doing that, but you know, being on stage. But like, I got some laughs. I was pumped.
Yeah, I think that's a fun. Honestly, people love a mushroom trip story too. To be honest, I have a good one.
Hit it. Tell us.
Oh gosh, no, we did. I used to enjoy them. I just don't really do drugs at all anymore.
Fair enough. It's smart.
I feel like I had my fun and it was good. But I liked mushrooms probably the best.
Yeah.
And so we, go in the woods in Northwest. Went camped by a river, and they were strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe nothing scary, but like I felt like my skin was breathing.
Shit.
Like it was.
Man,
but
I love it.
we're like in the water.
Yeah.
And I was sitting under this ridge area, and it had all these rocks like under it. And I keep looking at this one rock, and I'm like, that
talking to you.
Yeah, looks like something specific, you know. And it took me a while, but then I was like, I think it's Barbra Streisand. And then it was a long time of me. I kept looking at my friends, like,
I could imagine.
Should I tell them? There's a rock over here that looks like Barbra Streisand, you know, like.
Yeah.
I gotta share this with. I don't know. And it took a good 20 minutes, but then eventually I did. I was like, come here. This is important. And the punchline of the joke, because this is actually what I said, but I was like, doesn't this rock look like Barbra Streisand? Yeah. And they were all like, ah. Then I was like, no, but if she was a mouse.
What?
And they were like, oh,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, but I remember specifically now. I think it's the mouse from Thumbelina, like the one that
Thumbelina. I don't know.
Like dresses her up and stuff. The like little sewing mouse.
Is that a kid's?
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
Okay. Did you take the rock? No, it's nature. You don't want to feed on mushrooms. Don't disturb it. You know.
Yeah, no, I left that rock there. I did find one that was shaped like a heart and gave it to one of my friends. And he's like, I still have it. I'm like,
I love that.
But
that's awesome. That's awesome. It's funny that did Barbra Streisand play a role for you when you were younger?
Not really, no. Like
crazy.
Cool. As I got older, I think I would appreciate the talent, but
that's cool.
Yeah, not really. So I do think now, looking like I think it was, which I watched Thumbelina a lot as a kid. So
nice, yeah. Beautiful. It's cool how it reaches back. You know what I mean? Like mushrooms are really show you yourself. You know. Look at this beauty. We're just doing some fucking
better than I thought. But
yeah.
Probably not the most original here. I'm out here. I'm like, what did this remind me of?
It's perfect.
Trees?
Yeah.
The trees remind me of a tree.
That's cool. This is legit plein air painting.
I will say I've never really used this kind of paint like this, and I'm noticing the brush strokes and what they're doing a little bit more than I thought I would.
Great. What is you notice that? What does that do for you when you notice the brush strokes?
It made it. I was trying to be too specific down here of like these are leaves, you know.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, well, what if I just make it? So then there's differences in the color of it, just based on where you first put the stroke or how much paint it is and stuff.
Yeah.
It's giving it its own texture without me doing that on purpose.
Love it. Love it. Yeah.
Thanks.
It's like you're an artist or something. You know what I mean? Straight up. Comics, I think that's like kudos to y'all. You know?
It's definitely a different thing, and I actually had qualms with like are we artists?
Oh, really?
Compared to, yeah, I used to.
Do you call yourself an artist now?
Yeah,
Cool.
just because of the process and the lifestyle and all those things, like those are so similar to art, and then just trying to relate to people, and in my case, hopefully bring them joy.
There you go. Cool.
And the other art, I think, just evoking emotion, but that stuff's all very similar.
Yeah.
So.
What's some of the like? Was there a time that you? I appreciate you saying that, and it's cool to hear someone say, like at once they were battling with, "Am I an artist?" When they're an artist, you know, it's like it's a weird thing to come to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was
Well, I also like whatever people.
I think it's sweet.
Put such. Yeah, it kind of has a stigma too.
Big time. It's
Oh,
like,
that's
oh, you're an
dumb.
artist.
Yeah, you probably don't make any money. No, I make fine money.
Don't make fun. I'm trying to.
My wife and I make about the same amount of money, which is pretty good. She's
Nice.
got a normal person job, so.
Good. That's cool. What does she do?
She does auto loans at a credit union.
Sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that part of it is so. I don't know. It's not embarrassing. I am not embarrassed about it now because it really is my job. I mean, I've spent so long doing this, and this is I have a home and a family that I provide for with it. So I do feel like okay, I'm definitely making. I'm a real
working artist.
How
long have you been doing this? I didn't catch that.
13 years.
Okay, got you.
All together, and then it's been full time for 9.
Got it.
That's cool. Another job.
It's scary getting out there, like relying on it sometimes. It's like, 'cause
oh yeah.
I don't know if you experience this, but it's like feast or famine sometimes.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
Absolutely.
Are you good with your money?
I'm pretty good with it.
I just went, are you good with your money?
Yeah.
That's cool.
My wife spends a little differently. But that's a fun problem to have,
Yeah.
Um,
That's cool, yeah. How long y'all been married?
Almost 2 years.
Nice.
Yeah, feast or famine is a good way to put it for sure. Some months are so great, and then I get comfortable with it.
Yes.
And the next month you're like, oh, you gotta
stock up for
save it, yeah.
For the Christmas jokes,
Yes, exactly. Which is funny because we did that and then put it out like 5 days before Christmas, right?
How'd it go?
It was good. I mean, yeah, great, I thought.
Yeah.
And it looks fantastic.
Where'd you do it? What was it for? Was it just yours or?
That one's just mine.
Okay,
I have another
cool.
special called Big Stepdad Energy that I did with Helium Comedy Studio.
That's awesome.
And I filmed that one in Philadelphia.
Nice.
And so then this, I was like, this is such a weird thing. I kind of just want to be in control of it.
Ah, cool.
And just kind of do, so it's on my YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing to do.
Meaning Christmas
write.
jokes?
Yeah,
Okay,
and spend a whole year. I mean, I spent 9 months really.
Right.
Only writing jokes about Christmas.
Were you like, I don't know if I'm going to nail this the way I want to?
Yeah, there was points where it was a little nerve-wracking because you can get just, religion comes up and you can kind of divulge a lot, and so that was happening a bit, which is fine, but it's not really my MO to be like political or
Totally.
or whatever. So there's some stuff that didn't end up in it because it's like this is a Christmas joke. I feel like it either wasn't doing well enough or was leading in a direction I didn't really want to go.
Yeah.
But I just people are always like, oh, that's such a. I don't know anybody who's done like a Christmas comedy like stand up because it's people do like parody songs and stuff, but just stand up jokes, and they're like, that's so different. Did you do that because like you wanted it to stand out? And I go, no, I just like Christmas. And that was really like I already had a few jokes about it because like I do really just think about Christmas most of the time.
You love it? Is it just like the getting swept away by the Christmas spirit and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think really what it came down to eventually was I knew I was going to get to see my family. As an athlete, something like you would miss Thanksgiving.
Ah, right. So you were like really an athlete, like doing it.
Played Division I basketball.
Oh,
yeah.
no
So
shit.
then it was.
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah, you're like still with the team, especially because it's a winter sport, whatever.
Yeah,
but we always got to actually go home for Christmas.
That's
that was
cool.
like our 5-day break.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I lived in LA and stuff. I would still come home for Christmas, and so it's like there's some sort of solace in it and relief and like, I mean, I totally get why that holiday is during the winter.
Nice.
Like, everything's so dark and gloomy, and
especially up here.
yeah, exactly. So you're like, let's put some lights up. Yeah, I just like it just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So,
what's one Christmas from when you were a kid that you're just like, you just remember so vividly that you love so much?
so funny. I don't know if I really think of specific ones. I mean,
Cool.
now you
Yeah.
know, there's some people aren't here anymore, and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Like I remember those those ones,
Mm-hmm.
or just those experiences. I mean, we had very similar. It was just me and my cousin quite a bit as kids,
got
you know?
it. Yeah, right.
And
right.
so we would like make everybody like do a talent show.
Oh, that's
or, like,
awesome. Yeah.
One time, it might have been Thanksgiving. I can't remember if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a little Christmas movie
Oh,
and like
kick-ass.
made them be in it.
Oh, that's sweet.
Like we would do shit like that all the time.
That's so damn special.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's
It's so special.
We went on a big family vacation once, and my last name's Nevi,
Mhm.
and
It
so yeah, so we did the Nevi news, and made everyone do like what happened that day. We were in Hawaii for my
fucking great.
grandfather's retirement.
Yeah.
He like took the whole family.
Oh man.
And so yeah, every night we would like do the Nevi news and like say what happened that day, you know, and then we do like a fashion segment, like weather, like it was.
Yeah.
And they were such good
Was it
sports, like
recorded
now.
at all, or?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
that's
grandpa
cool
had
to
like,
have.
you know, the big like VHS style
Yes,
camera. But yeah,
Oh, that's
there's
sweet.
somewhere, but yeah, there's some.
Yeah. I hope you put that out some, or just
Yeah,
aspects
I would have
of
to
that
go back
sometime.
through them and stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
we would do stuff like we would like remake SNL sketches or something.
Perfect,
You know,
yeah.
just me and my cousin, and so we have some of those, which is like
Cool. Oh man.
embarrassing, but
Yeah. Good. You know what I
I'm
mean?
sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. It takes a lot of, you know, kids are just in it.
Oh yeah,
You know?
I miss that. Just confidence, I think.
No joke. It's like if they don't want to, so no.
No,
it's not
yeah.
doing it, you know?
But there's also no question of like, can I do this? They just go, oh yeah,
They just do it.
let's just do it. Yeah. I definitely wish
Love
I
to get
still
back. It's that trust in
had to-
themselves. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah, look at
Big
us coming
time.
full circle.
We were talking about a more conservative area of the country. I said, oh, that's a more conservative area of the United States. He said, conservative, what does that mean? I was like, ooh, good question. I said, maybe it means they believe different things than people in Seattle believe. And he said, oh, they think God is real?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's it like being a stepmom?
It's great. I mean, I got lucky. Maybe not
Yeah.
lucky, but I was particular in that if I was going to date someone who had a child,
Right.
that they needed to be a good parent.
There you go. That they did.
Yes.
Yes.
And my
God.
wife is a fantastic parent and just created this wonderful, sensitive, you know, aware child.
Dig it.
There's things that go with that, but yeah, there was something about him just being such a good kid that made it easier. He also really liked me. I think that helps. Yeah, I think that helped a lot. What are the rules about using too many brushes? Is that a thing?
Very cool.
So, and it was really a weird though, like my story's probably different than most people's, in that we started dating, I didn't live anywhere at all.
Got it.
I was just on the road all the time.
Yeah.
So, because I was in LA and I was just working on the road like a ton. And so I was like, why do I have an apartment here?
Right.
So I just got rid of it and was like,
Yeah.
well, then I'll just be on the road. So when I was not working, which was rare, I would just be in the Northwest because that's where my family is.
Yeah.
And I met Erin during that time. That's my wife's name.
I always love that name.
She spells it all fucked up.
How does she spell
Well,
it?
she did. I guess her parents spelled it Aryn.
I have a friend.
Pretty cool.
I have a friend named Aaron from Alabama that spells it like that.
That's funny.
You
We did
never
like a
see
couple little like TikTok videos of
Yeah.
like joking about, you know, her working from home and me like hitting on her at work, you know.
That's cool.
And so I like changed the captions to make sure her name was spelled correctly.
Got it. Yeah,
And there
yeah.
would be like a few people in every comments being like, "Whoa, I know one person that spells
That's
it like
cool.
that," but that I mean, yeah. Anyways, that's her name.
Bum her out.
I'm sure you can find her because of that. So then I moved in with them in January of 2020.
Okay.
So like,
Whoa.
yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I went from like the fun friend who was.
Fuck.
Oh, you were like, okay, wait.
No, that's something.
Yeah,
That's
fun
something.
friend who was around sometimes to like
Oh.
the remote learning facilitator and like, you know, because she worked at a bank, so
Yeah.
we were lucky in that she'd actually just gotten a job with this credit union like
Okay.
2 weeks before everything locked down here, and then I lost all of my work. You know, we were able to kind of figure it out online a little bit, but
Right.
yeah. So she had to go to work, and so I was with him every day, all day for like, you know.
Yo.
So that's not most step parenting.
That's a big deal.
Stories, but that was really good for us, honestly, like in retrospect.
Cool. Yeah.
In that I was able to become a parent. You
Yeah.
know, he really sees me as a parent.
Awesome.
And we really bonded because of it. I mean, like, we could only really like play together.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
for months. I mean, almost a year and a half
Wait,
or
he was
something.
like-
He was still like.
He was like 9, 8, 9.
He was 5 when I
Wow.
first got him, but so he was like
Dude.
6 when that happened,
Yes,
and then it
yes.
was like 2nd and 3rd grade were the like
Yes.
fully remote and then hybrid.
Gotcha.
And so I'm like, you know, helping with this. I wasn't intimidated by that part
Yeah.
because that was my, before I went full-time stand-up, I was the assistant director of the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, cool.
And it always worked in like youth development stuff.
Yeah. Super cool.
So that part didn't quite scare me, but
Yeah.
you know, like just, you're not my real mom or whatever, you know, that type of thing. Obviously I wouldn't say that because she's there, but you know, like it was, I was afraid of that part of it.
Like taking place or him.
Yeah, or something, or just
Yeah.
resenting me in any way, I guess. Or
Yeah.
and he never, at least showed that.
Yeah.
And he really, you know, he said, "I love you" first.
Good, you know,
He was
that's
asking.
cool,
He's like,
yeah.
"What's our anniversary?"
Oh my
Because, like,
gosh.
we,
It's getting my heart.
you know, we have like this is when we started dating or whatever, you know, and this is
Right.
when we got married. But and so we had dinner together, the 3 of us, like a month and a half into us dating.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, you need to
Ease
meet
it in.
him and
Yeah.
see how this is gonna go or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
And so he was like, well, that night, because he was in kindergarten at the time,
Yeah.
he was like, I'm graduating from kindergarten tomorrow. Are you coming? And I was like, no, I didn't know that was a thing. And I didn't, you know, obviously we were like, we didn't know you would want her to go. But that would also be weird. Like we still were like, I think this is going to work, but I don't know, you know, yeah.
Right.
And so we could figure it out. It's like June 18th or so, you know. And so
Yeah.
he's like, that's our anniversary. I was like, yes, you're adorable.
That's incredible.
But yeah, I got
That's
just,
so good.
yes, a weird situation, but really lucky in regards to like my relationship and my
Yeah.
relationship with him and what that time was able to give to. I mean, I was able to like be home, and
Yeah.
even just between Aaron and I, like that's a lot different than it was going to be because I travel
totally.
so much and
Oh yeah.
new relationship. Like you gotta learn to trust someone you don't really know.
Totally.
and
That's
He
true.
didn't know that I'm very boring on the
So is Gabe.
Nice. I'm like, let me come back. Oh, the show's over
sure.
at 8:30. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Right.
Um,
I'm going home.
Yeah,
Chill.
exactly.
Yeah.
Go
Right.
back to the hotel and make chicken wings in bed.
That's this guy right there.
Yeah, heck yeah,
I
Gabe.
love it. I think it's good. We definitely talking up shit about it.
No, you can, I mean, sometimes
love
she'll come
it.
with me and then I'll be like,
Yeah.
okay, we can have a drink. But
That's
yeah,
cool. That's cool.
pretty cool. But yeah, so that part like gave us time too to be together more
Yeah.
and make it work. And we probably, I mean, it's not really a joke, but it's true. We probably wouldn't be married if we didn't get that time to kind
Got
of
it,
figure it
yeah.
out, you know, so.
You kind of, it's like, man, it seems like it really was a clarifying time for a lot of folks, you know?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about, especially about relationship of like, either it made you or it broke you. You
Right.
know, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I went through a divorce and became a dad within 9 months of starting COVID. It was insane.
Wow.
And I can't even believe that
Wait, okay.
Yeah, yes, go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm down with it. Yep.
Did you become a father with the person
Yeah.
you were getting divorced
Yeah,
from?
yeah. Like 10 days before, it was 10 days after I expressed that I wanted a divorce, we found out.
She was pregnant.
What up?
I mean, that's pretty, you know.
It's cool. It's like, I can't even believe, by the grace of God, there go I. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
just how I feel about it, or however, you want to look
That's
at
what I
God.
was thinking
It
about the
doesn't
other day.
matter.
Like, there's no.
So crazy.
I do believe in like a things happen for a reason type of thing, and but there's just no way you can predict what the thing is actually going to be
and how it's going to be.
Yeah, and how it's going to happen.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's, I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some friends who had dated people with kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, when do you meet them and what do you do? You know, that kind of thing. And they were like, do not meet them unless you really intend to be with this person.
Right.
Because, and the person who told me this actually wasn't like because it messes with the kid. They were like, it messes with you.
Big time.
You start to care about this child.
Totally.
And then if it's not working out,
break your damn heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
it really is the most like it's such a textured thing to go through something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like you really find out the darkness, and I find out, okay, what are my hidden motivations, man? You know, like how is this what am I trying to accomplish? And now I have this little man in tow. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy shit. But I'm glad that it's like
it's making more intentional.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah, that's totally it. Hello.
It's impressive getting up that hill.
Gabe, what kind of time are we looking at, bro?
I think like 50.
50? Cool. We'll wrap it up here in like 5 minutes. How you looking over there?
I don't know.
Hell yeah, you're doing great. God, it's perfect.
It feels like not the most creative thing in the world, but that's okay.
You know what's cool is that plein air painting, that is what you're doing perfectly. Because like when you paint outside, you're informed by what's outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
That's
did that
cool,
on
and I'm not
purpose.
just saying it to make you feel better.
I knew that's what I was doing though.
Hell yeah. The whole time, man. The whole time.
I will say every time I'm asked to draw something or just like
When are you asked to draw anything?
I am a parent.
Oh, right, I forgot. Yeah, sorry. That's fucking great. My bad. Yeah, that's great.
It's, paint with me, draw with me.
Yeah.
Always nature.
Yeah. Isn't
Like,
that something?
Almost always.
That's something.
I would
Most simple thing.
known for a while for drawing. I would do a duck in a pond and just fish underneath it and stuff. Not well, but it was a fun. But yeah, and I'm never like, let me draw this fruit on a table.
Yeah.
That's still kind
It's gonna look like a turd on my end. You know what I mean? God. I love turds too.
I think I'd just rather be outside most of the time, so this is good.
Yeah, it's crazy how they're drawn to such natural things, you know? I mean, I'm speaking for my son. He'd rather like play with sticks and rocks than like.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? It's so cool.
Son doesn't love that, but I want him to a little bit more. There's just that, like, just go outside.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, he's got a little fort in the backyard.
Oh, that's badass.
Great.
Yeah. God, that's
but
a good spot.
You know, he also likes to be with his mom.
Cool. Yeah.
So if she's inside, then he wants to be inside too.
He sounds like a sweet dude. That's cool.
Yeah.
Man. Oh man. Yeah, I'm trying to. It's crazy how like I just want to protect his innocence, you know. And like, it's like mine wasn't, you know. It's like we were just doing my dad and I were doing wild shit when I was like 8, you know. And
there is a lot of stuff where I'm like, well, we're not gonna do that.
Right.
But,
too much.
like we do, and I didn't realize I was gonna be like such a hippie when I got here. But I'm ready to be like we don't have screens at all.
That's cool.
Type of parent. Like it's just so toxic for
Big
them.
time.
And every time he gets in trouble at school, it's something he saw on YouTube. Or something.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Yeah, copy that.
That's we do co-parent, so
yeah.
that brings its own difficulties.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, but that song just like they seem so stressed by it. I'm like, don't do it then. Let's just not do it.
By the screen and
by
stuff?
the screens and the social media and all
no,
that
I
stuff.
am, you know?
Yeah.
You feel that way?
Absolutely.
God,
if I could not have this, this is a
Yes.
great clip for you. If I could not have this be a part of my job, the social media part, I would not do it.
Yeah.
And maybe I have those feelings because it is part of my job.
Right.
But it's not good for me, especially from a creative standpoint, because then you're overanalyzing everything you're making.
If you don't get the hits you want, it's like if I don't get the engagement or response I want from something I think is good, it really affects
Yeah.
my mental health, you know?
Yeah, there was this. Well, that's not. I'm gonna get too annoyed by it.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna get too annoyed by what I'm talking about. That's not what it's supposed to do to art.
Yeah, right.
You're supposed to just do art because you
Like it.
Yeah, you like it. It was Kurt Vonnegut, I think.
What's he talking about?
Went to some like poetry class or something, and had them write
Oh,
6 lines or
yes,
something.
yes.
Yeah, and then throw it away.
Yes.
And don't show it
that's
to
so
anyone.
good, yeah.
Just do it to do
Get
art.
out
And I
there.
was like, oh, that's like.
That's good.
I want to feel that way sometimes, but it's so hard to because you just feel like I need to put everything out there. Does this count
Keep
if no
up
one
with this
sees it?
Big time.
Yeah, is this gonna help my? It used to be like you should get better at the thing you're doing.
Right.
I should get better at comedy, and then I'll get more opportunities. And now it's like you need to make sure you have this social presence and web presence and stuff, or else you won't work.
I'm gonna get left behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and then there's gonna be something new. I'm always like right behind too.
Yeah, I feel like I am. That's good.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
like,
take
oh, we're
that.
doing Twitter now. Okay.
Right. God, I thought this was awesome. Oh, they did it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. And so.
Man, this is the best painting I've made on this show. Right. I'm so stoked. Like, because I look at my work when I'm done, and I'm like, fuck. I don't even want to look at it because I'm like, I'm making the same thing. And honestly, Monica, when I see someone actually make something that is like natural, a tree, an artist yesterday made a portrait of a person, and like the comic in Eugene made a painting of her sitting on the toilet with her knees and her underwear down on her period, and there was a rose came coming
Love
in.
it.
And I was like, I'm over here just doing this random shit. But it's like when I see people doing that, it inspires me that like, because this is so natural, and you're just, oh, it's so good. You don't realize how good it is. It makes me happy to see that. So anyway, yeah. That's awesome. Oh man. It's crazy once you get in. It's like a different, like when I first started doing art, I was so stoked because I was like, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Like, I feel so free. And then the more I started to do it, the less free I felt. So weird because I, again, was just wanted to keep up and like, felt like I needed to make the money. You know, and I do, but it's like I lose some of my heart in that. You know.
Yeah. I think
frustrating.
monetizing ruins something.
It's tough.
No matter what, but that's part of it. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there was like, you go through some things where you just not question what you're doing, but kind of.
Yeah.
And I just had the thought of like, this is definitely not what I very first signed up for.
Yeah.
The stand-up is, but
All the other stuff that comes with it.
yeah.
Right. Like even the business stuff.
Yeah.
Totes.
Which has always been hard, but.
I think we're gonna wrap up here. Hey, thank you so much. It was a great conversation. Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah. Good. I'm
And
glad
it
you had
went
a
better
good
than
time.
I thought. So
Excellent.
Good for me. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you guys again. These are the times where I'm just like, how do you end this? You know what I mean? But Monica, can you tell them again where they can find you? Not like your house or anything, but
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Just my name, Monica Nevi, Nevi. If you do MonicaNeviComedy.com, that's my website. And then my specials are both on YouTube.
Oh, jeez.
Almost painted myself there. Oh, God, good catch.
Nice job. Yeah.
Both of my specials are on YouTube.
Mhm.
The first one's called Big Stepdad Energy, and the second one is called Jokes for the Holidays. But if you go youtube.com/Monica Nevi, they're both right there.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks again for being here. It was a great
thank you
time.
for having me.
See ya.